If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Most people hear that sentence and treat it like motivation. They think it sounds powerful, ambitious, even inspiring. But it is not inspiration. It is a warning, a mathematical warning. Because right now, without realizing it, you are participating in a system that quietly limits your freedom, caps your income, and consumes the only resource you can never replace, your time. Every morning you wake up and begin selling hours of your life. You exchange your focus, your energy, your creativity, and your physical presence for a number that appears in your bank account every 2 weeks. You call it security. You call it responsibility. You tell yourself this is what adults do. But look deeper. Time is not renewable. Money is. Yet you are trading the permanent for the replaceable. If you stop working tomorrow, your income stops immediately. That single fact reveals everything. Freedom means income continues whether you are active or not. Dependency means the machine shuts off the moment you do. And most people are dependent. They are inside what I call the employee trap. It does not look dangerous. It looks comfortable. It has climate control, paid holidays, maybe even health insurance. But it is still a cage. Let us remove emotion and look at math. You have 24 hours in a day. After sleep, basic survival, and recovery, you are left with a limited number of productive hours. Those hours are your inventory. As an employee, your income is capped by biology. You cannot sell more hours than you physically possess. That is linear income. 1 hour equals 1 unit of pay. 10 hours equals 10 units of pay. No matter how intelligent or hardworking you are, your earnings remain tied to effort. Wealth does not operate on linear mathematics. Wealth scales. When you own equity in a company, when you build digital assets, when you create systems that function without your constant involvement, income detaches from effort. A business can grow while you sleep. A product can sell while you're offline. Assets appreciate even when you're resting. Meanwhile, wages lag behind inflation. Prices rise first. Asset owners benefit first. Employees adjust last. This is not conspiracy, it is arithmetic. So if the numbers are so clear, why do most people remain inside the trap? Because the trap is psychological, a salary is predictable. Predictability feels safe. When money arrives on the 15th and the 30th, your brain receives confirmation that you survived. That confirmation releases dopamine. Over time, you organize your entire existence around that predictable drip. Your mortgage depends on it. Your car depends on it. Your lifestyle depends on it. You do not love the job. You fear the silence between paychecks. Corporations understand this deeply. They compensate you not only with money, but with identity. Senior manager, director, vice president. These titles cost the company nothing, yet they inflate your ego. You begin to measure your worth by position instead of ownership. Busyness becomes a badge of honor. You say you are exhausted with pride, as if activity equals progress. But constant activity often means you are reacting, not designing. You are running hard on a treadmill that someone else controls. To escape, you do not need to resign tomorrow. You need to change your internal operating system. Stop seeing yourself as an employee. Start seeing yourself as a business that currently has one client. A business with only one client is fragile. If that client leaves, revenue disappears. Ownership is the antidote. Ownership begins with assets. Assets generate income without demanding your constant physical presence. Equity in businesses, intellectual property, digital products, automated systems. If you build something once and it continues producing value repeatedly, you have shifted from linear income to scalable income. That shift is transformative. You must also learn to think in systems rather than tasks. An employee solves problems directly. An owner builds mechanisms that solve problems automatically. If your income depends entirely on your daily attendance, it is not an asset. It is disguised employment. The goal is to create structures that function whether you are present or absent. Every dollar you earn carries potential. You can consume it for temporary comfort, or you can deploy it to build long-term independence. When you spend impulsively, the dollar disappears. When you invest strategically, the dollar becomes a worker on your behalf. Over time, those workers multiply. Ownership compounds. Consumption evaporates. Now let us be realistic. You have responsibilities. You have bills. You cannot simply walk away. That is not the strategy. Your job is not your enemy. It is your first investor. It provides the cash flow required to construct your escape. The key lies in how you use your non-working hours. From Friday evening to Monday morning, you are the chief executive of your own future. Instead of spending every weekend recovering from exhaustion, you begin building. You learn new skills, you research opportunities, you create digital leverage, you study investments, you design systems. Quietly and patiently, you construct a secondary income stream. You continue until that income covers your essential expenses. That moment is called escape velocity. When you reach escape velocity, your psychology transforms. You no longer operate from fear, you operate from choice. You negotiate differently. You evaluate promotions differently. More money tied to more hours is not freedom. It is a tighter cage. Your objective is not a larger paycheck. Your objective is ownership of your time. One day you will grow old. You will not be answering emails. You will not be chasing quarterly targets. You will sit quietly and review your life. And the question will not be how much you earned. The question will be what you built. Did you devote decades to advancing someone else's vision while postponing your own? Or did you gradually construct something that worked for you even when you were not working? Time is the only asset you cannot repurchase. Money can return. Status can return. Yesterday cannot. Right now, the cage door is open. It has always been open. The only forces keeping you inside are comfort and fear. You can continue selling your time for predictable income, or you can begin building assets that function without constant effort. One path leads to controlled exhaustion. The other leads to uncertain but scalable freedom. Only one of them compounds. Choose carefully.